So while we are here today to provide an update in regards to a fatal hit and run collision, this is still an active investigation, and so as such, I may be limited in what information I can provide to questions as we continue on throughout this. On May 29th, 2024, at approximately 3:50 a.m., a 13-year-old male was riding his bicycle on 34 Avenue between 48th Street and Millwoods Road East. While riding his bicycle, he was struck from behind by a blue Mazda 3, which had been speeding through. The driver of the Mazda fled the scene in the vehicle without rendering any aid. The 13-year-old youth tragically lost his life as a result of this collision. The Mazda was later located in a local auto body shop, and the vehicle had not been repaired. An extensive investigation began that morning, and 1 year and approximately 4 months later, I'm here to inform you that 41-year-old Abraham Alfonso Chavez of Edmonton is being charged with manslaughter, dangerous driving causing death, hit and run causing death, and unlawfully causing bodily harm. Warrants for Mr. Chavez are being extended Canada-wide. As it is believed that he is not in Canada, we are presently exploring all options, including extradition, to ensure that he is held accountable for his alleged crimes. Mr. Chavez is described as a Hispanic male, standing approximately 4 foot 9 inches tall, weighing approximately 150 pounds, with a short black goatee and short black hair. So this investigation is still ongoing, and as while we have charged Mr. Chavez in relation to this collision, we are actively investigating all persons who assisted him in evading police. With this investigation, the public has been of a great assistance. As such, I am continuing to ask any person who knows anything leading up to or after this collision, or about Mr. Chavez, to contact police. We believe that there are others who have knowledge of this crime, and I encourage those people to come forth and do the right thing. Put yourselves in the shoes of the family's victim, or the victim's family. My apologies. They are seeking answers from this tragic event which has befallen them. While we have an extensive investigation and evidence, while there is information obtained through the public that may already be known to us, there is no piece of information that is too small. Any and all information will help complete the picture as to the events that surround this collision. And there may be pieces of information that we do not yet know. I want to ensure that this investigation into this collision is as complete as it can be. With that, again, I'll remind you that this is an active investigation. However, I am open to answering some questions.
If you don't believe he's in Canada, do you have confirmation of that from Canadian Border Services, and where do you think he's gone?
So in regards to that, unfortunately, I'm going to speak to investigative integrity, to not speaking to the latter half of that with regards to the beginning. We believe that he is not going to be in Canada at this time. Sorry, I hope that answered. It may have been a little backwards and confusing.
Do you know for sure that he's not in Canada, or you believe he's not in Canada?
Again, I'll stick to my answer there of we believe that he is not in Canada at this time.
I think this is pretty clearly a mugshot. Does he have a criminal record in Edmonton, or did you obtain this picture from another jurisdiction?
He is known to police in Edmonton, correct.
So throughout this investigation, you've relied extensively on the public's help. Do you believe that that is going to be a critical factor in this investigation going forward?
Sorry, I'm not sure I fully understand.
So whether it is public tips, whether it's video footage, do you believe that that will be a key component to finding this man? Is relying on tips from the public and information?
I think it'll be a healthy mix, honestly. Throughout this investigation, it's been a healthy mix throughout. The public, like I said, have gone forth and really stepped up when it's come to providing any and all information that they have. Speaking to a bit of a side level on this, I had my phone and my email blowing up with various persons calling in tips and information that they felt would be helpful to us. So it's really helped guide. Of course, we have our own investigative techniques and experiences in which we utilize, so hence why I say it'll probably be a collaborative effort.
So with heightened border security, especially over the last 24 months or so, do you believe that it is beyond just one or two friends or acquaintances and perhaps a network that has helped him leave the country?
I can't speak to the exact size in which. I don't think this is anything nearing an organized crime kind of a level. That being said, we're actively investigating any and all persons who would have helped aid him.
For a family that is still searching for answers, as you guys have now made this announcement, what would your message to the family be at this point of the investigation?
I've spoken extensively with the family throughout this investigation to try and at least provide them what updates we can, so they know that we are working hard. We don't want to leave anything unturned. That's why the investigation has taken the time that it has. We started with the scene and debris and had to work our way up to where we're standing at now. My ultimate message to them is that unfortunately it will take a little bit more patience as we are actively searching for Mr. Chavez and investigating any and all accomplices in regards to this collision, but we want to make sure that we're doing this investigation right for them.
Can you just kind of speak to, obviously not the nuts and bolts of it, but just the work that goes into working with other jurisdictions internationally as you're trying to apprehend this suspect?
Ultimately what it comes down to is everybody's wanting to be on the same page. That takes a lot of collaboration, a lot of communication. Those are the most key things that it comes down to when we're speaking with other agencies, regardless of whether that's going to be interprovincial, international, or otherwise. I've been getting encouraging results. I've been dealing with a lot of great people who have been helping me out. And likewise, it's been an absolute pleasure to be able to answer any questions that they've had that we can hopefully collaborate further on in the future.
I just want to clarify, I think you said he's 4'9". Is that correct, or did you mean 5'9"?
No, that is correct.
Are there other people who could be facing criminal charges in this investigation?
The investigation is ongoing. That being said, I am investigating for the purposes of criminal charges.
And the appeal to the public, is it both asking people who may have had something to do with this to come forward and looking for more tips?
Yeah, absolutely. I look at it as to the side of, obviously, again, like I've said, we have the public who has called in, the public in general that has called in and aided with any sightings, anything that they're able to call in that they think has been in connection to this investigation. But obviously, I do know that there are people out there who have that intimate knowledge in this investigation, whether that's being an associate, an accomplice in sorts, or likewise. They had a hand in making sure that Mr. Chavez has not been in police custody. And so with that, I do ask that they turn themselves in, that they come and talk to me, and we are able to get to the bottom of this.
Why did it take so long to announce charges in this case? Obviously, it's a complicated investigation. There's a lot going on, but we are more than a year and a half, or around a year and a half after this happened. What was the holdup in identifying this suspect?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier. So obviously, fatal collisions in and of themselves are a tragic event that take their time in investigating that alone. When you look at a hit and run investigation, you're often left with small fragments, pieces just strewn about kind of a thing. You have to look at the broader sense of what are you actually looking for. Very early on, we identified that it was going to be a blue Mazda, and I believe it was either May 29th or May 30th of last year that we asked the public to keep an eye out for that. I posed to you the question of how many blue Mazda 3s do you think are driving around in and around Edmonton and in the area, right? We have our due diligence to make sure that we're getting the right person, the right vehicle, the right set of circumstances. So it's unfortunately something that does take time. It's not something that can be done within the day, within the hour, within a week kind of a thing. Some of them can be. I can't speak to all circumstances. The circumstances in this one is we had to piece everything together bit by bit.
Is the suspect the registered owner of that vehicle?
Yes.
How helpful was the community in helping you identifying the suspect?
Sorry, one more time?
Yes. How helpful was the community in helping you identifying the suspect?
I'm trying to think specifically in regards to all the information. Like I said, we've had a huge amount of information and tips come from the public. I know at the very least several of those were helpful in getting us to the point that we're at today specifically. So I don't know the exact amount. That being said, the public has called in with everything under the sun from, you know, hey, we get the usual, hey, I might have seen something that could be related to information that can really forward an investigation.
Any further questions?
Sorry, you may have said this already, but just how many people do you believe may be working with him?
That, unfortunately, I can't speak to a specific number. Like I said, alluded to earlier there, I'm not looking at like a giant organized crime kind of we're taking down. I'm going to guess it'll be within single digits looking at people. I don't have an exact number.
How much more difficult does this investigation get when we're looking across Canada?
It's definitely gets a lot more complicated. Like I kind of mentioned earlier, you're looking at a lot of communication and coordination when you're involving, you know, even looking at local RCMP, let alone other provinces. So it does end up getting a little bit complicated. You have to make sure that you're on the right page, and that unfortunately does mean a lot of questioning the same thing, going over the same thing, and then even still you're doing a lot of things after hours, so to speak. I know we work 24 hours kind of a thing, but you're doing a lot of work when you're at home, and likewise to make sure that everything's going well, everything's going coordinated, because this is, and I mean, I can speak to my partner, Liv, as well. This is a file that we've been working on for a year and a bit. It's stuck with us. It's something that we're constantly thinking about, even when we're on our own time, as to, you know, or how do we get this done? Can we talk to these people, get things done, coordinate, and make sure that things are moving as smoothly as they can?
Thanks very much. Thanks, Sarge.
Yeah. Thank you.